In this video, I'm going to give you 6 cheap and easy tips on how to recover after a race. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to the Penniless Runner, the channel dedicated to helping you achieve your running goals on a budget. My name is Greg. So I just got done with a race recently, and I thought to myself, what is it that I do and should do to recover from a race quickly in order to get myself back to training? And I came up with 6 different ways to do that I'm going to give to you right now. Tip number 1, drinking fluids. This is going to be the first thing you do right after a race is drinking fluids. I know that Gatorade and chocolate milk are all the rage right now, but water is one of the first things you'll want to drink, and it's really easy on your stomach. Now, it's also good to drink Gatorade because of the salts and some of the other things that are in it, but there's too much processed sugar that you'll want to drink a bunch of it. Same with chocolate milk. Chocolate milk has a lot of protein in it, but again, the sugar content is something to be aware of. Water is really good to consume right after a race, and you can actually drink some of the other items later. And what's great is that a lot of races will provide those type of drinks right after a race, so that might cost you nothing. Tip number 2, go for a cool down. Now, going for a cool down is just being active after a race. So if you want to go for a 10-minute walk jog or even a 15 to 20-minute jog straight up, that's a good thing to do. It's going to help your muscles recover, and it's going to help you in the long run, no pun intended, to get you back into training mode quickly. And yes, you can also do some stretching in addition to your cool down as well, but just be sure that you're being a little active, but it doesn't have to be super intense activity. Tip number 3, immediate post-race nutrition. Okay, so what are you supposed to eat after a race? Well, generally, scientifically, you're going to want to eat sugars, carbs, and proteins. Now, you want to eat about 3 grams of carbs for every 1 gram of protein. So you're not going to be doing the math for that right after a race. There's too much going on. So what should you eat? Apples, bananas, and oranges. These type of fruits have natural sugars, which are going to be better for you than any sort of processed sugar like what's in Gatorade. And what's really great about races is that they'll provide usually a combo of 2 of those types of fruits. And if there are bananas, eat some bananas because the potassium might help with some cramping later on. Tip number 4 is icing. So you just got done with a race, you put your legs through a certain amount of trauma, and what's going on right there is there's damage in the muscle, and there's also going to be some inflammation that goes along with that, and you want to cut that down. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to ice. Maybe your race just got done next to a body of water like the ocean, so then you can take a little dip into that and cool your muscles down that way. More commonly, you'll want to ice in some capacity. Now, the best way to do that would be to take an ice bath. You might not have a bath at home, or you might just not want to spend the money to buy ice. So then what do? Well, you can just go the traditional route. It's just really important. You're taking down some of that swelling, you're slowing the blood flow, and this is going to be something really important to do that you'll want to do within the first few hours after you get done with a race. Tip number 5, the post-race meal. As I've talked about before, you're going to want protein and you're going to want carbs to recover from all of the activity that you've been doing. So some of the best foods to eat, some of the best power foods to eat would involve things like almonds. Or another thing that you could eat is salmon. Okay, so here are the issues with salmon. 1, not everybody can get salmon. And 2, salmon's really expensive. Another food that you can eat are beans and legumes. They are packed full of protein and nutrients and all sorts of antioxidants to help you recover. And then you also want to eat carbs along with that. Now, I would avoid things that are simple carbs. So we're talking anything that's made with bleached flour, because that's the healthiest thing to eat. You can make a great meal based off of beans and brown rice, and that would cover so much. Another great food to eat also are sweet potatoes. So you can make some sort of awesome bean, rice, and sweet potato dishes out there. I'll put a couple of recipes in the description below to give you an idea on what to eat. All right, and tip number 6. Okay, so tip number 6 is a little deceiving because you might not be able to do this where you're from. So this tip is only for people who are of legal drinking age in their country. And that tip is drink a beer. Now, don't drink a lot of beer because alcohol dehydrates you, and that is counterproductive to what we're trying to do. But if you want to drink maybe 1, maybe 2 beers, that's perfectly okay. And the reason for that is that beer has a lot of carbs, so it's actually a pretty good recovery drink to have with your meal, whether that be a lunch or a dinner. Now again, don't go crazy, don't be drinking a lot and get drunk, because again, that's going to dehydrate you, which is not going to help you recover. Thanks everybody for watching this video. Hey, now I want to hear from you. What are some of your tricks and tips that you have to recover from a race? Be sure to leave a comment below. And if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button and then subscribe for more videos. Alright everyone, thanks again for watching and happy running.